And that's why I like, my biggest thing is just get started.
Get started.
These stories that we telling, man, this is from when I remember when I had no money. And we used to be, this go all the way back to Blue Cross, right? This is 95, 96. I remember going to a retirement, because at the time I think I was 27. And we went to a retirement, they was having a retirement meeting. And I went to that meeting, and it was all these old guys and ladies. Mm-hmm. And I was 27. I'm sitting in the meeting, but I never forget what the guy said. He's like, the time to start investing is now.
Exactly.
And work to get to the point where you can invest at least 15% of your paycheck. And I was like, and what happened, he got another life lesson for you. So what I do, I took what he said, literally started investing, but then I didn't understand contributions, and I didn't understand what I was investing in.
Right.
But then when I figured that part out, I went from 1%, 2%, 6%, and I got it within like 2-3 years, I got it up to 15%. Now, I think at that time, now I'm 30. I get up to 15%. The money is compounded, which I don't understand, and it's stacking up. And I had never seen like $45,000
at one time.
Right. Where it was just
when that comma started moving.
What I do? True story. What I do? I said, how the FMLA work?
No, not the FMLA. No, he didn't. Oh, he ain't taking time
I said,
off.
how FMLA work? They said, oh, you been up 12 weeks. You just won't get paid. I was like, I don't need to get paid. I got $45,000.
Oh my, no, you
Man,
didn't.
I was out for 12 weeks. Man, I done went to Disney. I'm all up and down the East Coast. I'm just taking trips.
Oh no.
But it's a business lesson where when you start to accumulate, we laughing about it, but I always tell people, I've taken that lesson with me all the way up to the day, because I always tell people, when you hear people like, oh man, he had all that money, how you go through that money? You never know how you're going to react the first time you get access to something that you never had access to.
Right.
That's anything. People be like, I said, you don't know what you're going to do. If you got access to the first time you get $1 million, you don't know what you do.
You don't.
You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how you're going to act. You say but you really don't. Because you doing things now because you capped. Like you capped off at whatever amount that you at. Right.
Because money is access.
Yes.
Your zeros determine your access. The more zeros you have, the more access you get.
Dang, Tony.
Your zeros determine if you're gonna live in an apartment or if you're gonna live in a mansion. The zeros do that, right? So to understand, that's why it's so important to know when people come to me and ask me about starting investing. One of the first things I ask them for is what's your goal? Because that's immediately giving that money an assignment. See, you didn't have no assignment for that $45,000.
I ain't have no assignment.
So it found one for you. It got in your head, told you to take FMLA.
I took FMLA, and they didn't have nothing wrong with me. And they was like,
right.
Tell them you stressed out. You need a mental break. I said, that's what I told them. They gave me 12 weeks.
Because it gave you access, though. It gave you access.
Yeah, it did. Because it gave me access to something that I had never, and I was still young, and I ain't never have no 12, because I looked, I was like, it's my money, right?